Hello.
Well, hello.
And welcome to
The Rockin' 2 Hour, or the Rockin' Hour.
The Rockin' Hour,
Hour.
The Rockin' Hour of Think Local First programming here on Santa Cruz Voice.
Yep.
And I am excited.
You're Susan O'Connor Fraser, and I'm Tam O'Connor Fraser.
Thank you. I forgot that part.
Of course. You're in one of those modes today.
I know. I didn't get enough sleep last night. But you know how Tam is a man known by one name, Tam.
Yeah.
We have in the studio someone who's known by two initials, TC. Hi, TC. Terry Campion. He is the founder of the Santa Cruz Boardroom.
Mm-hmm. Yes, correct.
Yeah. So let's talk a little bit before we talk all about how great the Boardroom is and how great being local is. Tell me a little bit about your journey. How did you get to this place in your life?
From the very beginning?
I was born.
I was born in San Francisco, and I was raised in Marin County, and youngest of 6 kids, 5 boys, 1 girl.
Wow.
And my brothers, got into skateboarding and surfing at an early age. And I just followed suit.
Up in Marin County, they surf and stuff up there?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Well, the reason my parents took us to Santa Cruz a lot.
Yeah.
Naturally, we were ocean babies. And
Boardwalk.
We never went to the boardwalk.
Never went to the boardwalk?
No, never,
wow.
Yeah. We spent a lot of time in around the Manresa La Selva area. They loved that area.
Oh, yeah.
And I instantly realized that Monterey Bay facing south and having kelp really helps for the surf time.
Huh.
Whereas Marin County kind of faces north-northwest, has no kelp except for the bull kelp, and it gets windy every afternoon. So I was just intrigued by Santa Cruz, knew I'd always live here.
Huh.
And literally the day I graduated high school, my car was packed.
Oh, wow.
Really?
And I had a place in Pleasure Point that I rented, and kind of the rest was history. I just fell in love with it.
Oh.
And how can't you?
Yeah, no, for real. We're blessed.
Very much so.
Yeah.
And so it just, I was so just deep into the surf culture that I immediately got work with Freeline Design Surf Shop, John Mell, and his brother David. They taught me how to build surfboards.
Oh, jeez.
And I worked in the surf shop, and I helped manufacture about 3,000 surfboards growing up.
Wow.
And to the point where it made me sick. It's a very toxic industry.
Yes.
Yeah.
And in the early mid-'80s, we didn't really have a great grasp on OSHA-approved equipment and stuff.
Yeah.
And I thought I was getting bronchitis, but I was offered a job to get into outside sales in the surf industry. One of my sponsors hired me to do outside sales.
Now, were you, besides making surfboards, were you competing as a surfer?
I did. I competed. I put on, I've actually probably put on, 40 surf contests in my life. So I was also promoting the surf contest scene, and I had a large team of sponsored surfers that I kind of controlled and tried to help further their careers. And in the 80s and 90s, the surf we had a lot more industry money involved in surfing. Today, our top surfer is Nat Young. He doesn't even really have a sponsor.
Oh, wow.
And in the 90s, we probably had 18 people making over $100,000 a year.
What happened?
What happened is outside influences came into the industry, and didn't really reinvest in the industry. They became, publicly traded, profit.
Right.
Whereas a lot of the smaller companies in the 80s and 90s, the owners were passionate about surfing and passionate about the athletes,
right,
and not as passionate about shareholder. Seeing
a return for the shareholders.
Right. And so that really changed. The margins shrank. A lot of the companies ended up having to cave into the major retailers with discounting and terms. And the longer that you loan money to retailers when you're a manufacturer, it costs money to give away money. So it's just, there was a change in the industry. And
it changed.
Yeah. And,
like everything else.
Right? Yeah, like everything. Yeah. And so there's still as many surfers as ever, but just fewer high-paid athletes now, and so kind of changed it.
So you were telling us the story that you were hired to do outside sales.
Yes.
And was that by NHS?
No, originally I worked for a company called Larry Block Surfing Products. That was my first real job. He makes leashes and board bags and ding repair kits and sells to every surf shop.
Is that local? In
Simi Valley, Southern
down
California.
south.
And through that, I was able to get a brand called Victory Wetsuits, which was a very competitive, powerful wetsuit company during that time. And that kind of opened the doors. And what really helped me was at the same time the snowboard industry was taking off. Mm-hmm. And the snowboard industry didn't have an organized outside sales industry. Like originally some of the ski reps got into it, and then they realized that at that time skiing and snowboarding had a really fractured relationship. And so they went to the surf industry. And a lot of times snowboards were bought in the surf and skateboard shops back then, because the ski industry didn't embrace it. Yeah. And so they hired, and so I managed to get a job working for NHS as their snowboard outside sales.
Interesting.
And I did that for about 19 and a half years. And at the end of my tenure with NHS, I was doing all their brands. So I went from just the snowboards to skateboarding and the surfboard division as well. So I did I think at that time we had about 9 brands through NHS. Mm-hmm. And it was great because I was able to be in that industry at a time when people were making a good living. Similar to the pro surfers, the outside salespeople, their shares have shrunk as well.
Right.
And it's the big retail chains have kind of taken over. That's been Zoomies and some of these big chain stores.
And I know that so you had that kind of rivalry or between skiing and surfboarding, because our daughter's a snowboarder rather, and has that changed today?
Ironically, it's changed so much that the kids ride skis now, and the old people ride snowboards. And I'm not lying.
Funny.
Yeah,
that's funny.
Yeah, it's complete. The snowboarders were the original hoodlums on the mountain.
Yeah.
And now, and what happened was, skiers, the ski industry figured out a snowboard is basically a fat ski,
right?
And the ski industry realized that if they put 2 snowboards under their feet, they could go backwards. They could float through powder, and suddenly the skis became softer, more user-friendly, more side cut, and the skiers were able to do the tricks that the snowboarders were doing. Yeah. And so that was kind of the big change. Is you go up to the mountain now, and the kids are wearing these big baggy clothes, riding skis, and the snowboarders are still wearing the same thing they wore 25 years ago. And so it's really
if they're lucky.
Yeah, it's really changed.
What a turn.
Yeah, the snowboard culture has changed dramatically, as has the ski industry.
Yeah. Wow. That's so much new information here. I went down the mountain for the last time in 1989. She
was so proud of herself.
I was showing off, how they always say it was the last run of the day. Of course it was, because I fell and tore my ACL and I haven't been back.
Never, ever say the words, "This is the last run." You will literally jinx yourself every time. Yeah. I never say that. What I say is, one more run after this.
Oh, okay. That's the trick.
When you get to the bottom, you just walk and leave. But anyone who says that last run,
they're jinxed.
Oh, it just bites them every time.
Yeah.
Didn't know any better.
I went down half the mountain getting snow in my face because I was on one of those in a basket being dragged by ski patrol.
Yeah, that's not fun.
That was not fun.
Last year I probably had my 2 worst wrecks snowboarding that I've had my whole life, and I was wearing a helmet luckily because I hit my head twice.
Oh wow!
Yeah, and my daughter 2 years ago got helicoptered off Mount Bachelor with a major head injury wearing a helmet.
Wow!
Yeah, and so it's I used to never wear a helmet. I wear a helmet religiously now. And more people are.
Yeah.
You know, head injuries and concussions are a serious thing.
Yeah, trees are no fun.
No. Yeah. No, don't Sonny Bono a tree. Don't do that. Yeah.
So give me a time frame, when were you at NHS and what gave you the idea that you could actually form a retail outlet of your own?
I married a really smart woman.
It always
That's
helps.
what happened. Yeah. No, it's,
Married up, huh?
we have 2 daughters and she was a stay-at-home mom. And it got to a point where, they grew up and they're young teenagers and she wanted something to do. And a friend of mine had a shop in the Capitola Mall and he was looking for a daytime manager. And so she got the job and she understood it because she worked for me when I was a rep. She did all my paperwork. She organized everything for me, my sales samples, my literature, my van, she literally organized me. And she's a natural organizer. So she got this job and she immediately organized the store and noticed the shortcomings of how the owner was running it. And he didn't change. And one day he said to me, I would give the keys to somebody if they would take it over.
Interesting.
Yeah. And I looked
made you an offer you couldn't refuse.
Well, he took all of his stuff out. We put our stuff in. And that was called Santa Cruz Apparel.
Oh, okay.
And we have 2 locations still for Santa Cruz Apparel. We're still in the Capitola Mall, and we have one in Capitola Village. And she took over that store and, doubled the numbers the first year, doubled the numbers the second year. I was still a sales rep at NHS. In fact, she was my account. I was her sales rep.
Oh, wow.
And so Richard Novak, who's the founder of Santa Cruz Skateboards and NHS, he owns a building on Lower 41st Avenue, and an opportunity came up to go there, and we originally did it as a partnership between NHS and my wife and I, Lorna. And after a few years, it kind of changed. They're wholesalers, not retailers. They do have a website. They do their own sales. But it got to a point where the accounting and the deadlines for tax procedures and things are totally different. They would settle their books on January 1st. We're mopping up from holiday.
Right.
So it's a difficult situation. So we ended up buying them out. And so we have 3 stores. And the Boardroom on Lower 41st is in the original location of Santa Cruz Skateboards. It was founded there.
Right. I
and
remember that.
Richard still has the building. So I call it the Vatican of skateboarding. Because, it's the independent trucks, Thrasher Magazine, iconic brands in the skateboard industry were all launched out of that building.
Interesting.
And so it's been really fun to share that. We have a museum in there. We have almost $1 million of skateboarding artifacts on the walls.
Jeez.
And that goes back to the Vatican of skateboarding. I have grown men who walk in the store and see a skateboard.
Do they start crying?
They do. They literally get emotional. And it makes sense. When you're 13 or 14 years old, that skateboard's everything to you.
Yeah.
Right.
You don't have a car. You generally don't have a girlfriend yet.
No.
A lot of skateboarders are, they're a little different. They're not team sport guys. They're very individual, and it's a little bit different of a customer than you see in a lot of sports. And they'll walk in there and see that skateboard when they were 15 years old, and they will get emotional. It's really incredible. So there's over 2,000 skateboards.
I
for
saw
sale.
that.
Yeah, we have a lot of products. It's been really fun. I have to say, I would hate to work at Verizon or Bank of America where people come in and they're not happy. When people come into the Boardroom or Santa Cruz Apparel, they're always happy. It's for the most part. It's a toy store.
Adult toys. Well, wait a minute. I didn't say that.
But that is one of the really cool things. And my dad, who was super smart, my dad ran the Golden Gate Bridge for almost 30 years.
Oh.
He was a general manager, and he always told me that if you could be in an industry that you really enjoy and it's your hobby, you're pretty much retired.
Yeah.
Pretty much. You wake up and you want to run to that. And it was funny. As I was with NHS in my career, they often would try to get me off the road and into a cubicle. And I said this every time. I'm Shamu in the ocean. I'm not Shamu in the tank. And if you put me in that tank, I will wither up and sink. And I never did it. And honestly, I really love being an entrepreneur. I love being able to give to the community. That's a huge part of starting the Boardroom was when NHS would donate something to the community, no one even really knows what NHS is.
Right.
Even though they're donating a Santa Cruz skateboard product, there's not a front door really for the public. So I initially, Richard, really wanted to have a place that when we donated, the community knew where it was coming from. And I am a sucker for donations. To a point where my wife's like, rope it in, bro. I remember one year I did 170 donations.
Oh, wow.
You know, and I have a hard time. You know, the schools, such a struggle.
Right.
You know, the cancer benefits. How can you say no? The surf and skate contests, and you know, there's so many different things going on constantly. We sponsor soccer and Little League every year. We have a wall of pictures of little kids, and it's so fun because they come in now and they're showing their kids. That's
See
me in that picture. You know, it's really cool to do that.
Wow.
And so that's that's that going think first local community base that I thrive in.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm going to ask you to hold that thought so that we can pay some bills here. So we are going to go to break, and when we come back, we will have more of TC, Terry Campion, here in the studio with us. This is Susan O'Connor-Fraser.
And Tam O'Connor-Fraser.
With Santa Cruz, on Santa Cruz Voice with Think Local First Radio. So stay tuned. We'll be back.
It's time now to repair or replace your roof. Hi, folks. Warren Knox here of Knox Roofing. Well, we install leak-proof and fireproof roofs. Roofs that look nice with a lot of choices of colors and styles. Gutters, skylights, insulation, and roof decks. We only install proven products with warranties unmatched by anybody. Financing is always available, and we have discounts for veterans and seniors. Do business with Knox Roofing, and you'll also receive a free Knox Garden Box. The number to call again is 831-461-0634. Thanks, folks.
Attention investors. This is a simple commercial on the investment value of gold. Gold continues to make new highs. In good markets and in bad markets, you need to have your portfolio balanced with gold. Learn about owning physical gold or getting a gold-backed IRA. Make this simple call right now.
800-414-1657. 800-414-1657. That's 800-414-1657.
Sponsored by Reagan Gold.
It's high time to celebrate the opening of the new Hook Outlet Dispensary, 1129 Mission in Santa Cruz. Get in on the opening fun and really low prices on the Hook's unmatched selection of top quality medical and recreational cannabis flower, vapes, drinks, gummies, and concentrates. The Hook Outlet is now the West Side's source for finest cannabis at the lowest prices. Get in on all the opening fun and low prices at the all-new Hook Outlet. HookOutlet.com for details and deals.
Listen and be heard. You can support one of America's first local news and talk streaming radio stations. SantaCruzVoice.com. Your support will help build the Voice's streaming infrastructure and maintain the programming of its 34 local broadcasters. Your support will help build a radio station that represents Santa Cruz County and that you will be truly proud of. Please go to SantaCruzVoice.com and click support. Thank you.
And we are back.
We are back.
Learning things that I never knew.
This is Susan O'Connor-Fraser with Think Local First Radio here on Santa Cruz Voice. And we have in the studio with us TC, Terry Campion from the Santa Cruz Boardroom and Santa Cruz Apparel.
Correct. Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
And between those two companies, you have 3 locations?
3 locations, correct.
And the Capitola Mall?
Capitola Mall, we've been there for 20 years this year.
Wow.
Yeah, we've been through the good, the bad, and the ugly down there. Yeah.
What stage are we in right now?
Honestly, the new ownership of the mall is fantastic. This is our 3rd ownership group since we've been there. They're relatively very honest. They're straight shooters. Brian Kirk, who's the general manager, is a really good guy and very well liked. And I don't know if you've ever had him on the show.
No,
not yet. I've communicated with him because we were looking for a new studio, and they wanted to focus on retail there. So.
Right? Yeah, so it'd be a great place to have a studio.
I know.
It really would. And they're a few years away from it's. It's a big project.
Yeah.
Merlone and Associates, who are the owners of the Capitola Mall, own multiple malls. And they skipped Capitola's remodel to do Northgate, which is in Marin County. They own that mall too. And I think there's been a little bit of an issue over housing and hotels and the city of Capitola,
right.
What the future is there. But it's going to be very nice. We're excited. I'm excited for it. You know, the mall, the Capitola Mall is an archaic model of malls.
And so they're going to blend housing into it. Is that
you know
where
this? So anyone listening who knows the Capitola Mall, where Sears is,
yeah,
right.
and where Takara Sushi used to be. That's where the housing is going to be.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and so the mall's still going to be a one-story mall for the most part, I believe.
Yeah.
So we're not making like Santana Row here.
No, there's going to be a lot of housing, and probably that number may grow. Which I live off 41st Avenue. I'm not really excited about that part of it because the city of Capitola grows like 12% in that project. I mean, it's a little over 10,000 people in Capitola, and I think close to 1,700 are going to live in.
Oh my goodness!
In the mall.
That's
well, it takes care of the whole state mandate right there that they have. You know, can happen there.
Absolutely.
Because when you think of Capitola, it's like, where are they going to put the requirements from the state in this town? And it makes so much sense that it's at the mall.
Right. They're squeezing them in everywhere. In fact, I was on Capitola Road yesterday, and I saw a home that's boarded up on a lot, a single-family lot, and the proposal for redevelopment, 37 units.
Wow.
5 stories on a residential with 1-story houses on each side of it. You know,
interesting.
Yeah, so they got to pack them in. And you know, people blame the city and the county for that. It's not their fault.
No.
This is stuff. You know, you love them or hate them. Gavin Newsom. You know, there's rules. If you're next to a bus stop, we can't do anything about it. We can't say how many parking spots they want. The state says if there's a bus stop within a quarter mile, do whatever you want. And so I had Fred Keeley on my podcast. And I asked him about it, and he goes, "Hey, our hands are tied."
Right.
Yeah.
And I see all their uproar from the community, and I guess the best thing is vote. I guess if you want to change, vote.
Vote.
Yeah. But so it's interesting. But the mall management and ownership, they're very cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And then you have an apparel store in the mall, and then another one down in Capitola Village.
Yes.
And then there's the Santa Cruz Boardroom store down.
Shop.
All the way almost to the end of 41st there.
Yeah, down on the corner of Portola.
More
and
Pleasure Point area would be.
Yeah, Pleasure Point. Yep.
Right.
Yeah, it's a great, you know, like I said earlier, people are happy when they come in our stores. And all of our locations are kind of tourist driven too.
Right.
Yeah.
I bet.
Tourists love our town.
Yeah. Oh, it's beautiful.
They are so happy when they get here because, you know, they're coming from just god-awful places like Bakersfield, Fresno, Merced, Manteca. You know, like when they hit here, it's like us going to Paris or something. You know, it's a big deal.
Totally.
It feels like a total beach town down there. You know, it just has that vibe.
It does, yeah, absolutely. And when we sell the Santa Cruz Classic Dot T-shirts, and that's like a rite of passage for people who visit here.
Yeah.
And it's something you'll see all over the world. It's amazing when you see pictures of people in Europe in the dot.
You know, Richard Novak was able to convince the trademark, and he got the trademark for Santa Cruz because the trademark office was like, yeah, you've made it bigger than the town has.
Right. Oh, yeah.
And it's very rare to get a trademark for a town.
Right.
You know, and he was able to land that because they were like, yeah, you're worldwide.
Now, why wasn't he lobbying for us to be Surf City instead of Huntington Beach?
You know, it should be.
Yes, it should be.
You know, it's the Orange County's got a lot of lawyers.
Yeah.
You know, and
a lot more money.
Yeah.
A lot of money.
You know, and you know, I don't mind them having that. Honestly, they were a pioneer. The industry's there. You know, it's the big contests are there.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, and so they have done a good job of having it be a surf city.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that doesn't bother me as much as some people. And you know, the less surf, you know, vibes we have for Santa Cruz, the better for the surfers.
Yeah.
You know, like they are fine. Good surfers are like, we don't want to be Surf
We don't
City.
want more people here.
Go to Huntington Beach.
Totally.
Stay away.
We've heard about localism, I guess, is a big thing in Santa Cruz. East Siders versus West Siders, and those of us that aren't in the surf, community probably don't get it. But
that has really changed.
Oh, good.
Yeah, in the set, there was a Wild West. Cell phone cameras changed a lot of that. You can't just pop somebody in the nose anymore.
Yeah,
because
you're going to be famous.
Most of the real hardcore locals, they controlled the surf physically. That you had to respect the elders. When I grew up, you didn't.
You were a grom.
You don't mouth off at the dudes that have put their life into that surf spot.
Right.
That's changed.
Okay.
The first thing out of a kid's mouth now is, "I'll sue you." It's just the whole thing's different these days.
Yeah.
And a lot of the West Side and East Side guys, they all get along. When it comes to the real good surfers in this town, it is a great camaraderie, and everybody gets along.
Cool.
Yeah.
So let's roll. I want to roll back a little bit on skateboards.
Okay.
So I remember back when I was a young man, my first skateboard was steel wheels.
Mm-hmm. Terrible.
Yeah. And then I got two new skateboards with these
the urethane wheels.
I don't know if they were urethane. They were like clay.
Oh yeah, clay was after
clay.
steel. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, like the Hobie Super Surfer.
That's what I had.
Is it? Yeah.
I had a Hobie Surfer. Yeah.
Yeah. The Super Surfer was the first, probably like big time distributed skateboard with clay wheels.
Okay. It was kind of a brown. It was brown and just really good size.
Laminated wood.
Yeah.
We have one in the front window of the boardroom. We have a window of artifacts.
See, that's why I want to come down and take a look at it, because I miss that board. I went everywhere. My skateboarding days in Hollywood.
There's one hanging in the front window.
Okay.
A Hobie Super.
Got to check it out.
It's not in your budget. I can tell you that. Whatever it is.
It was gifted to me when I was
Well, I mean, if you think of a car and you had steel wheels,
Yeah.
it'd be the most slippery, out of control thing ever.
Oh, it was terrible.
This modern skateboard has like racing slicks on there, and they come in all different types of sticky formulas.
Oh yeah.
So, like, if you're a very advanced skateboarder in the park, you want hard, slippery wheels.
Yeah.
But if you're a beginner, you want soft, sticky wheels.
Yeah.
And so the industry has changed dramatically since those days.
Yeah. We hit a rock and.
Well, the original one was like you took your sister's the old story. You took your sister's roller skate, cut it in half, and you put a steel wheel, and that's how you have them. And we have those in the window too. Yeah, it's fun stuff.
Yeah.
I was a roller skater, but
I
think I always had either wooden or polyurethane wheels also. So, not a skateboarder.
My first roller skates were steel wheels. And
probably
put them on your shoes.
The ones you did and skated around the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Well, the wood wheels, that's what roller skates originally were made out of. We have a set of the wood wheels in the window as well. Mm-hmm. And some skateboarders liked those because they were actually softer than the clay or steel.
Oh, really?
They didn't last long on asphalt.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
On a wood floor, like a roller rink, they would.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
So some people actually took those wood wheels and tried to skateboard on them. Yeah.
So who came up with the idea of the name? Because it's brilliant. Santa Cruz Boardroom. Because you think of it, first picture that comes to my mind is some stuffy conference room, and this is not that. No, yeah. But it covers surfboards, skateboards, and snowboards. So
who came up with it? I will give him full credit. His name's Cole Kirby. He owns Suda. And he owns that nightclub downtown. I forgot the name of it right now. It's upstairs. It's been there for a while. But he was in our school carpool. And when we were opening Santa Cruz Apparel, he came up with that name too.
Interesting.
Yeah, on the carpool. And so and that we thought we were being real creative, and right after we opened it, there was a store in Fresno called Santa Cruz Boardroom. I take it back. Called The Boardroom. Yeah, and they're no longer in business, but
you are.
But there was. Yeah, we're celebrating. We opened in 2009. So, we're getting to be 16 years old. And it's been fun. The Boardroom does a lot. We do an annual skateboard contest that we've been doing.
Is that the one that happens in the Sears parking lot?
Last year we did it inside Sears.
Okay.
Yeah, it's actually inside the building. That was chaos. That was the biggest skateboard contest in Santa Cruz history.
Really?
Yeah, we had 260 people enter.
Wow.
Which was way more than we thought.
Now, is that in conjunction with the Pleasure Point
We
Fair?
originally, when we started the contest thing, we did it in the parking lot behind the Boardroom, and it grew and got really crazy. And then the Business Association of Pleasure Point asked if they could do the street fair during our contest. And I agreed to it. It was a great idea because they bought the outhouses, they paid for trash, they had security, they had first aid. I was like, this is awesome. And so I happily had them. But the problem is that our last contest 2 years ago in the back lot, we built a 55-foot wide wood skateboard ramp.
Oh, jeez.
And we built it on Friday. We had the skateboard contest on Saturday. We take it down on Sunday, and the parking lot's swept. And it is I move all that wood, and I am over 60 years old now. It's hard.
No way.
Yeah, it's really hard work. And so I was talking to the mall about it, and they go, hey, how about we do something in Sears? And it just went viral.
Yeah.
You know, I had the fire department wanted to shut it down. The police department wanted to shut it down. We had like 5,000 people show up. And it is every year of our contest has been a fundraiser for the animal shelter.
That's
every penny we raise. And this year we raised $7,000 for the animal shelter, the contest.
Nice.
And it's an expensive event to put on.
Yeah.
You know, the first prize was $3,500 this year. And that's the largest purse, and I believe, in Northern California right now.
Wow.
Yeah, and so we're doing it again. It's going to be March 14th. I'm a glutton for punishment. We're going back in. Yeah, we're doing it again. And it'll be a fundraiser for the animal shelter. And we have a lot of people in the community
Going to be even bigger.
that wanted to be a part of it, give us money, which is great. And, we normally didn't hustle for people to be a part of the contest, but people reached out and they said, we want to be involved. And which has been fantastic. And it just gives us more ammunition to support the animal shelter. Because I always say this. Dogs can't get jobs.
I know we've tried.
Some dogs
we've
do.
got
But
most don't.
Yeah, and so people can get jobs. I mean, we do support all kinds of organizations associated with people, but the animal shelter is so gracious and they try so hard.
Yeah,
and it's just they've been a fantastic partner to support with our endeavors. So it's been really, really cool. And so, yeah, March 14th.
March 14th. So how would somebody find out more about the contest and maybe register or support in some way?
It's really interesting. We do sign-ups the day of the contest. It's free to enter. Everything is free. Raffle tickets are $1, but everything is free. It's free to enter, free to spectate. We never will charge entry for any of our events.
So where does the money that you raise come from?
The raffle.
The raffle.
Yep. Yeah, the raffle is where all of our money comes from, and the donations that we get from businesses that want to be a part of it go into the purse that we give away. And then we have a whole build crew. I want to give a big shout out to Chris Chapman. He's called Chappie. He's helped us with every contest. He has built ramps for every one of our contests. He's and volunteered to do it. Yeah, and that's the thing. These guys who build the ramp, they volunteer, and it's hard. That's the beauty of the mall situation now. We have 2 weeks to build a ramp.
Right, versus a day.
Yeah, and 2 weeks to take it down. So it really was a big change. And it's also rain or shine. We used to have our contest on June 21st every summer. It was the third Saturday of June. And there's a skateboard contest in every town on the third weekend of June. But in February or March, there's nothing going on.
Right.
So we had people drive from multiple states, Southern California. The winner this year he's a 3 times X Game winner, and so we really are able to pull some talent, and that's why 260 people showed up.
Yeah,
and it's fun to see the little ones. We had like a 2-year-old enter. It's incredible.
You have to sell off the TV rights at some point.
Well, it's really fun to do. Some of the other things like we have going on right now. We're doing our annual coloring contest. We do a coloring contest every year.
We're going to talk more about that after the break.
Sounds
so
great.
Hang in there because that's one of the reasons why he's so good to have on right now. So we're going to go to break and pay some bills. This is Susan O'Connor-Fraser.
Tam O'Connor-Fraser.
On Think Local First Radio here at Santa Cruz Voice, so please stay tuned.
Got a phrase that pops? A rhyme that shines? If you've got a clever saying or catchy theme, now's the time to share it in the Santa Cruz County Fair Annual Fair Theme Contest. We're looking for fun, creative themes that celebrate the spirit of Santa Cruz County with a little red, white, and blue sparkle to honor the United States' 250th birthday. The winning theme will be featured throughout the 2026 Santa Cruz County Fair and will receive 4 fair tickets and a parking pass. The deadline for entries is next Tuesday, January 13th at 5 p.m. You can email your idea to info@santacruzcountyfair.com, or you can mail it directly to the Fairgrounds office at 2601 East Lake Avenue, Watsonville, California. You can also drop it off in person at the office, open 9 to 4, Monday through Friday. The Santa Cruz County Fair, September 16th through 20th, 2026.
Low-cost airlines.
With one call to low-cost airlines, you'll drastically slash your travel costs. We're talking insanely low airline prices to any of your favorite destinations. The only way to get them is to call to instantly hear the most amazing best deals on airline travel. It's that easy. So call now and start packing.
800-704-1662. 800-704-1662. That's 800-704-1662.
Cannabis is one of nature's most beneficial plants. Hello, I'm Jenna. Treehouse Dispensary, we use information about cannabis to build community. Listen to Carly.
For those who would like a cannabis flower that stimulates your creativity and makes you feel happy, Treehouse suggests the sativa varietal Banjo from the local growers at Coastal Sun.
For answers to your cannabis questions, ask your friends at Treehouse Dispensary, 3651 Soquel Drive in Soquel, or ourtreehouse.io.
Hello and welcome back. That was interesting. All of a sudden my screen went, everything disappeared, so a little bit of panic there for a moment.
Short-lived, fortunately.
Yeah, so this is Susan O'Connor-Fraser.
And Tam O'Connor-Fraser.
Here on Think Local First Radio. We're on the last block of our 2-hour block, something like that. And we are in the studio with the founder of Santa Cruz Boardroom, Santa Cruz Apparel. I guess the co-founder.
Yes. I give all the credit to my wife, Lorna.
You're Lorna.
Yeah, she's amazing. We met in 1983.
Ah.
Yeah, and we're still working together every day. And, get along fantastic.
We have you beat. We met in 1972. We're high school sweethearts here.
Well, congratulations.
I know.
Yeah. Come on. I'm the youngest of 6, and I'm the longest relationship of my entire family.
Yeah.
Really?
That's
true.
So,
congratulations to you, too.
Thanks.
It was, in some ways, people talk about couples that work together and how much more, pressure that puts on you. But the flip side of that is that when you come down the roller coaster of marriage and it's like tearing it apart is too hard. It's easier just to figure it out and work it out.
It's much cheaper that way.
Yeah. So, and then you wake up one day and go, "What were we fighting about?"
I agree. We have never yelled at each other.
Oh my gosh!
No,
I've yelled.
Yeah, we've never yelled.
We can't claim that.
And I can't do my job without her.
Yeah.
So that's the other thing. It's like I need her.
Lorna.
Yeah, Lorna.
Yeah. Lorna, if you're listening, I hope you're listening because he's giving you some serious props here. So you were talking right before the break that you have this coloring contest coming up or in underway. Tell us about that.
It goes back to when I was 8 years old and won a coloring contest at Sears and Roebuck, and I bought a Tonka truck with my winnings.
Oh wow,
and that is a true story.
Tonka.
And I've always remembered that. And I just thought, when we opened the Boardroom, my dear friend Jimbo Phillips,
right,
the son of Jim Phillips, the legendary artist, and Jimbo's becoming quite legendary himself. Right. But we've been longtime friends, and I said, "Hey Jimbo, I really would like to do a coloring contest." And he goes, "That sounds awesome." And we have been doing it every year together since, and we're probably into like our 12th or 13th year now. And Jimbo picks the art. Jimbo's the judge. You can print entries off our website at Santa Cruz Boardroom. We've had just about every continent enter. We usually get between 700 and 800 people.
That's amazing.
Entries. Yeah. And then we have 4 age groups. We divide those up once we collect the entries into 4 equal groups. We've had last year's Grand Poobah winner was from Canada.
Interesting.
We get them from Europe, South America, Australia. They come in the mail from all over the world. It's really cool. And the winners each get a $200 gift certificate to the store. Second place is $100. Third is $50. If you're international, we mail you a gift pack.
Right. Okay.
And it's been fantastic, and I give Jimbo so much credit. He does this out of the goodness of his heart. I do pay him the judge. Yeah, that's how I get him back to the store. And so
what happens to all this amazing art? When
it's on the walls, actually, in the boardroom.
Okay.
We probably have a few different hundred of examples of different years, and it just really helps people to look at what it is expected of you.
Right.
They're very cool.
Yeah, there's some really nice ones. And I think I was telling you earlier, our youngest last year was 2 years old, and our oldest, I believe, was 92 that entered last year.
In the skateboard competition or
No,
in the coloring
contest.
competition?
Yeah,
okay.
the coloring contest. And so you can stop by the boardroom and pick up entries, or you can print them off of the website. Our posted due date is February 15th, but we always extend it.
You didn't hear that. Get it in.
Get it in February 15th.
Yes.
If you're serious about it. And the whole thing, why we do it is we want to encourage families to do it together. The world is missing that now. Families sit on the couch and look at their phones.
Right.
Yeah.
And and this is why we do it at holiday. We want it to get dark early. We want you to sit around the kitchen table and get the crayons and paint pens and glitter out and work together on this and submit them together. That's to me, that's what makes a family a unit. And so that is one of the biggest reasons we do it. Kids don't talk to their parents enough, and parents don't talk to their kids enough, in my opinion.
Yeah.
No, you're right.
And it's just so the coloring contest is an opportunity for families to do something that's fun. It doesn't require electronic equipment, and to actually work
connect and laugh and all those things.
Yeah. And I still have parents all the time. My kid got second place 2 years ago and still talks about it. And that warms my heart. And it makes the effort worthwhile. Because if we get 700 or 800 back, you wouldn't believe how many I print. I'm a big Kinko's customer because we print a lot.
Yeah.
And but it's the investment. If like one family has a golden moment, it totally paid off. And that goes full circle back to the boardroom. When my wife and I, we first opened the boardroom, we said, we want to change one kid's life. That's it.
Right.
Super
simple.
Low, easy goal. We're going to change a kid's life. Well, right when we opened, a kid walked in the store, and he had a SpongeBob t-shirt on that was too small and a helmet that was too big. And he says, I want to ride for your skateboard team. And his name was Ben. And kind of gets me a little emotionally talking about it, but we ended up getting him adopted.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he ended up getting sponsored by Nike. He ended up meeting this beautiful girl and buying an Audi and moving to Los Angeles, and he owns a company that makes small tech deck skateboards, and he's done fantastic. And that's just one example of this, but one of our customers ended up adopting him. Wow. He was in a terrible foster home that was like just purely financial benefit and not the kids' benefit. He couldn't talk in his house. He was not allowed to talk. I mean, it was crazy. And so, like I said, we actually got a kid adopted, changed his life.
Yeah.
And we could have closed the doors up that day and been like, whoop, we did it.
Yeah.
But we continually, I have employees that we mentored that are firefighters, that are doing, we have one of our best managers ever. She's a corporate CPA now, and so we not only do we teach kids how to work because nobody else does. We teach because we're a lot of first jobs for kids.
I bet.
So we teach kids the responsibility of having a job.
Yeah.
And then also we try to mentor them. We had a time where if you wanted to work for us, you had to go to school. Had to. I don't care if you take a class at Cabrillo in welding. You got to do something.
Got to do something, yeah.
With how hard it is nowadays to get labor, we've loosened that up a little bit.
Yeah.
But we really try to mentor kids as well. And that's a big part of it.
Yeah, you talked a little bit earlier about being a sucker for, giving away stuff for prizes or auctions or whatever. And I mentioned that I'd seen your face yesterday on a video that you did with Think Local First for shopping around the holidays. Why is local such a big thing for you?
Well, it's so simple because you spend $1 at a local business and it just trickles through the community. You buy something from Amazon or you buy something from one of these corporate stores, that money disappears to some offshore checking account. And so to make the effort to shop local makes a huge difference. And, I've been doing this thing every week of visiting a Seabright business. Yesterday, we went to Linda's. Last week, I went to Betty Burger. The week before that, I went to Seabright Deli. I didn't have to. I just wanted to.
Right.
I wanted to support them. It's struggles time,
Yeah. I mean, Murray Street Bridge businesses are, businesses all over are struggling, but that's
disastrous right now. And so, that's how a community-minded person should think.
Right.
When you get in your car, and I'm a sucker for Amazon sometimes. Everybody is. Yeah, but when there's a chance, just think about how you are actually a community member when you do that and support a local business. Because your neighbor's kids might work at that business.
Right.
It's like they're the ones that are giving back to, like I said, we sponsor Little League teams. When you support us, I can support Little League teams.
Yes.
That's not happening with these other stores. And when there is a school benefit, we help out. When there is a cancer benefit, we help out. It's huge.
Yeah.
Now, Terry, you're no stranger to radio. You do a little podcast. Tell us about Off the Lip.
The Off the Lip radio show. We're in our 11th year now.
Oh my goodness!
We've done over 1,000 shows.
Jeez.
Yeah, and how it happened was when we opened the Santa Cruz Boardroom. It was at the height of the recession. 2008 is when we were building the store. And there was a guy named Fonzie or something that worked at the Sentinel, Jonesy or something. I don't even know. But there was somebody in the business wanted to write a story. And they called me and they said, hey, why are you opening a business during a recession? And I looked at it. I said, hey, what recession? Kids are recession proof. We're a kid business. We sell skateboards. We're a toy store. Mm-hmm. Toy stores do just fine during a recession. Didn't like the answer, hung up on me. Neil Pearlbird, who was a sports writer for the Sentinel, called me and says, I want to do a story about you opening this store. And we became friends. And he decided to do the radio show. And he called me and said, I want you to be my co-host. And I said, no, I have a job. Thank you very much. And then I talked to him. I said, hey, if you run the podcast, you sell the ads, you collect the money, you book the guests, I'll come down there and talk all day long. And here we are, 11 years later, over 1,000 shows. We've never argued. We're friends because it's not a business partnership.
Yeah.
I just go down there and show up and have a great time. And I love it.
Now, are you part of he's now kind of doing this venture with the 831?
I'm not.
You're not.
I will do stuff with the 831. But it's just really tough for me to have time. We're so busy.
Running 3 locations as a job.
Yeah, we're actually in the process of opening a 4th business right now, and so it gets busy. So, but I do really love my Tuesday nights, and why I love my Tuesday nights. It's a surf and skate, a lot of politics. We had Manu and Fred Keeley on last week. Jimmy Panetta comes on regularly. So I do get to talk politics with the bigwigs, and I enjoy that.
Yeah,
of
course.
But then also I have the professional surfers and the manufacturers, and we've done tons of live music, and I really enjoy it. Yeah, we had a great band Tuesday night. I got a private concert.
Wow,
how can you beat it? Yeah, and so we used to do it at KSCO.
Right.
And it just got a little wacky down there.
Yeah.
And so we moved it to the Boardroom, and it's been fantastic. And as you know, when we're at the radio station, we're on a tight schedule.
Yeah.
And if we have a band, they got to get out in 5 minutes, and it's like this circus trying to get them out.
I know.
Now we take our time. Everybody's casual. We can swear. We can drink booze because we're not on a radio station anymore. So there's a lot of pluses to it.
Yeah.
But it's been a lot of fun, and we've had some really, really cool shows.
And you're popular.
It's been popular, yeah. Neil told me a while back that we were like top 15 in the country now, which is pretty interesting.
And you looked it up, didn't you?
Well, I was looking at podcasts in Santa Cruz County, and it was number 5 or something like that.
Yeah, but as far as like our genre of being like a surfing and skating thing, it's done well. And it's funny because people will be like, I listened to your show last night, and it kind of shocks me every time. I mean, probably you guys too. When somebody says, yeah, I listened to that show, you're like, wow, you're the one person.
And you actually listens?
We were wondering.
I found the unicorn. And so, but you know what? It's great because we don't even care if anyone listens. We're just having fun.
Yeah,
that's what's cool about it. It's really good.
And we're going to experience that, what I call a choke point, shortly, because we are live radio. We will be putting this up on our podcast so that people who have missed the live show today will be able to listen to it later.
I know we're running out of time, huh?
Yes.
I just wanted to say one thing is that one of the things that Neil and I and the Off the Lip Radio Show are doing is we're hosting a documentary on the bull kelp I mentioned earlier.
Yes, you talked about that.
And it's called Sequoia of the Sea. It is a community screening and discussion at the Boardroom. It's gone, what day is that going to be? February 6th.
February 6th.
Yeah, and that's at 6:30 p.m. at the Boardroom. And tickets are, there's a link on the Boardroom to get tickets for that. But what's cool is I cooked tacos that night. Everybody gets free tacos. Everybody gets a raffle ticket for a free raffle. This is the first time that we've actually are charging, but the money is going to the nonprofit to protect the bull kelp. And for those of you not familiar with bull kelp, it is the kelp that has the big ball that floats. It's not like the kelp we have in Santa Cruz. It grows on the north coast, and it's 95% depleted, which is just devastating when you think about it.
Yeah.
And it's mainly because of the urchins are eating the babies of the bull kelp. And what's crazy is how important bull kelp is to the ocean and its success. So that's going to be a fun event. So I just wanted to mention that as well. And that's going to be February 6th at the Boardroom.
February 6th at the Boardroom.
I'm going to put that in the calendar. Yeah. I'd like to go do that. I want to go see some skateboards, and I want to some tacos.
You could visit that Hobie again.
Yeah.
The super memories.
Well, we have to wrap it up here. Thank you so much for joining us today.
It was very fun.
Appreciate it. And you can go to SantaCruzBoardroom.com and get all the information you want there. Over 2,000 skateboards.
Yeah, we have a lot.
Yeah.
Wow.
And lots of events coming up. So check it out on the coloring contest, the documentary screening with tacos, February 6th, and then coming the skateboard contest coming
March
up.
14th.
March 14th.
That's Sears, and that's free to come watch. So
that's crazy.
Just walk in the door and check it out. We build a really fantastic skateboard park in there. And I would like to give one shout out to the mall. They let us keep the ramps inside the building. Instead of taking them all apart. We were able to push them into the back of the building. Geez. And a very, very gracious thing to offer, and we really thank them for that. Yeah, it's great.
Fish tacos?
Fish taco? Oh, no. We're doing carnitas.
Oh, sure. Well,
very good.
Okay, I'll go with that.
It's going to be great.
Okay, well, thanks again for joining us. This is Susan O'Connor-Fraser.
And Tam O'Connor-Fraser.
Here on Think Local First Radio on Santa Cruz Voice.